"Sir, you're not authorized to be here. Please step away from the gate." The young soldier's voice was steady, but his body language betrayed a hint of uncertainty. In front of him stood an elderly man, wrapped in a worn brown jacket, a carefully folded American flag clutched in his hands. His boots were old, his posture bent, and his eyes distant, like he'd traveled not just miles, but decades to stand there. Yet, to the guards at the base entrance, he was no more than an unfamiliar face, a trespasser. He didn't argue. He didn't make a scene. He just stared past the fence at a place only he seemed to remember. "I served here," he finally whispered. His voice was dry and brittle, like old paper. 47 years ago, my brother's buried just beyond that hill. I just wanted to see it again. One last time. But the uniformed gatekeepers didn't respond to memories. They followed rules. And the base had changed, new faces, tighter protocols. "You'll have to leave, sir," the young soldier said again, this time with more force. A few others watched from a distance. Some scoffed, some looked away. Then a high-ranking officer nearby, stepping out of a vehicle, barked, "This isn't a museum. Tell Grandpa to take his memories somewhere else." Those words cut deeper than any wound. The old man looked down, not at the officer, but at the flag in his hands. The same flag he had folded himself, years ago, at his brother's funeral. The same one he kept by his bed every single night since. He turned around slowly and started walking toward the highway. No one stopped him. No one helped. And it seemed like that was it. The final chapter in the life of a forgotten soldier, vanishing into silence. But what the guards didn't know, what they couldn't have known, was that this man wasn't just a veteran. His name was Sergeant Major Thomas Ward, a two-time Bronze Star recipient, a Purple Heart, a Distinguished Service Cross. He had led missions so classified they still hadn't been unsealed. He had bled for that base. He had trained generations of soldiers. And now he had been turned away from the very ground he helped defend. 15 minutes later, the quiet was shattered by the sound of engines. One Humvee, then another, then more. A full convoy, tires crunching over gravel, roared past the checkpoint, not heading out, but racing after him. A young officer, new to the base, had seen the name etched on the tag around the old man's neck. He checked the records, double-checked the medals. And when he realized who they had dismissed, he triggered a call that sent shockwaves through command. They found him walking alone by the side of the road, hunched under grey clouds. The vehicles stopped. Doors flew open. A soldier jumped out and saluted, tears in his eyes. "Sir, I'm so sorry, we didn't know." One by one, others stepped out, standing at attention. Then the base commander himself approached, removed his cap and said, "Welcome home, Sergeant Major." They didn't take him back to the gate. They escorted him straight through the heart of the base. This time, no one looked past him. They looked at him, with honor, with respect, with recognition long overdue. They brought him to the memorial hill he'd spoken about. There, etched in stone, was his brother's name, alongside others who never returned. Thomas stood silently, flag in hand, his eyes wet with tears that had waited years to fall. He knelt down slowly, placed the folded flag at the base of the stone, and whispered, "I made it back, Joe." It was the moment he had carried in his heart for nearly 5 decades. The story didn't end there. What happened that day changed the base forever. The general issued a formal apology. Access policies were reviewed and rewritten, and at the memorial hill, a bronze bench was installed, engraved with the name Sergeant Major Thomas Ward, facing the stone where his brother's name lived, not as a showpiece, but as a promise, a reminder that no one who served should ever be turned away from the place they helped build. Thomas never asked for recognition. He didn't seek gratitude. All he wanted was to be seen. And when the convoy came, not to remove him, but to honor him, he reminded them all what dignity, service, and humility truly look like. It's easy to forget the shoulders we stand on, but if we're not careful, we lose the foundation they gave us. Remember those who came before us. They didn't ask for parades, only to be remembered. If this story touched your heart, like this video, comment karma below, and subscribe for more stories that should never be forgotten.